Hey everybody. Oh, I didn't play the music. Jeez. Here we go. Oh, dang. Oh well, I'll play it on the way out. Anyways, everybody, so here I am in the 7th grade. You guys are on your art field trip. I'm in the class making your thing. We're going to talk about the genetic code today, okay? What is the genetic code? Well, the one thing we need to figure out is what is the relationship between DNA, genes, proteins, chromosomes. We got all this stuff, right? We got to make sure we understand how they all relate. Okay. Well, the main function. This is important here. You should write this down. Remember it. Function of genes. Not pants, but genes is to. Oop, is. That says it, but is. That's an S. To produce proteins. Okay. So let's break down this sentence a little bit. Okay. First off, you might have some questions like, well, that is a really confusing statement. Doesn't mean a lot. Let's think about it. What are genes? We talked about that a little bit, but let's remember they are a small sequence of DNA, okay? Do you guys remember that? Genes are a small sequence of DNA. And if you don't remember what the base pairs of DNA or the nitrogen bases are, remember we had A, T, G, and C. You guys remember that? We went over that. Adenine, thymine, guanine, and cytosine. Okay? And a single gene can have as many A's and T's. It can have a million A's and T's, or it can be made of A, T's, G's, and C's, or it can be made up of maybe 10 to 100. Okay? So a gene is a small sequence of DNA that makes a protein. Okay, so proteins. Who remembers what proteins are made out of? Well, if you don't remember, they're made out of amino acids. Okay? So that means that these small sequences of DNA, what they actually code for is amino acids that are put together to make proteins. Does that make sense? So we broke down this sentence here. The main thing that you're going to have to make sure you get in your mind is that the order of the bases, or the book calls nitrogen bases, yeah, and what are the nitrogen bases? That's these letters here, okay? Whatever, it could keep going, right? C, G, T, whatever, A. The order of nitrogen bases along a gene, that make up the gene. Oh, geez, went off the little paper there. That's an N, guys. Along the gene form what type of protein? Dictate, tell, say, code for what protein is made, okay? A really good example is like if you think about what we did yesterday, we made the Morse code things, is that we made a code, we took a code, and we made a message. And that's exactly what our DNA does. It has a message that the message is which proteins it's going to make. And that's all determined by the sequence of nitrogen bases. I know that seems really confusing, but when you go over this is all from page 176. You can get that a little bit clearer in your mind. And there's a really good picture on the bottom of page 176 and 177 that shows, all the way the cell, and then it shows a chromosome, which is inside the nucleus, and then inside the chromosome it shows the DNA molecule, and then inside the DNA molecule it's made out of nitrogen bases. And those nitrogen bases are actually a part of nucleotides, if you remember that from what we've studied before. The last thing, protein synthesis, that's what this whole thing is about. And I'm just going to write one sentence about it now in red. Protein synthesis is the process of producing proteins. Protein synthesis. Yeah, if you look at it, protein synthesis, putting together. Protein synthesis uses DNA. Yeah, that's true. Your DNA, in form of a gene, right? Which is on the chromosome to make a specific protein, okay? To make a specific protein, okay? All right. Well, I hope you guys, I hope you have a nice weekend. I hope you enjoyed doing your science homework with Mr. Yi. Goodbye.